challenge time, race 1. And Nathan Karate will start on pole with Grant Denyer. Jason Bargwanna has slipped into the co-commentator's chair. It's a small field this weekend, but still there's a championship fight going on.
Well, it is a small field, but we've got some really good, fast guys at the front that we really have been battling round in, round out all year long. So it's going to be a very exciting race, as well as we've got Robbie Madsen, the guy that he is crazy, and he's out there in a mini having a go.
I did a bit of a recce around the track the other day to look for any ramps, just to see if there's anything he's going to try to launch over. I didn't find any, but I'm sure he'll discover something.
We're actually in their pits there talking to Robbie Madsen, and there's Robert Jones. He's having his first run in a mini challenge car as well, V8 Supercar experience. So it's good to see him out there and a new competitor mini challenge. But Robbie Madsen, he was telling us about some of those tricks and things he does. He reckons this mini stuff's easy.
There he is. He's going to line up on the grid in 9th, so he's got a few behind him, and he's got a bit of form on the board. He won the celebrity race at the Grand Prix at Albert Park, so he knows his way around when it comes to four wheels.
Absolutely, and obviously the result that he had at the AGP there as in the celebrity race, he's 100% success rate at the moment as a racing car driver. He's won it, so here he goes and see if he can get a result in this one.
Brendan Cook will start at the tail of the field. We'll be in car with him. Struggled with some turbo boost dramas this weekend. There is Chris Alajarjan in a repaired car. Last time we saw this car at Sandown, it was backwards off the back straight and up on its lid.
Well, it's great to see Chris back. Obviously, that accident he had there at Sandown was a massive accident, one of the biggest we've seen in mini challenge history. It's good to see him back. He was okay. That car was a little bit damaged, but they've jumped in a spare car for this weekend, so it's good to see him out there and racing as well. Nathan
Karate will start from pole, of course. From the last round at Sandown, there's been a bit of drama. There's an appeal going on over a disqualification relating to a brake pad infringement, and that's going to be heard after this weekend, so that's going to drag along. But Grant Denyer's on the front row with him, and he's trying to make up some points on Paul Stokel in the championship fight. And you know what? It's Granty's birthday today, so we better say happy birthday.
Well, there you go. Happy birthday to Grant Denyer. It's Scott Bargwanna's birthday tomorrow, so it was obviously a busy month here in September.
Stokel and Bargwanna on the second row, Alajarjan and Robert Jones on row 3. This is round 5 of the championship, so we've only just gone past halfway in mini challenge. There's a long way to go, and you can see on the windows that's how much success ballast each driver's carrying. And it's a good thing to see there. You've got two cars, that's Denyer and Stokel, both with 50 kilos. So they're now at the stage where in this championship it's level pegging, and it's about getting more points than each other. This race will be an 8-lapper around the famous Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit. Front-wheel drive, turbocharged mini challenge cars. Everyone has the same rocket ship to ride, and it's Karate, the pole man, who makes the initial jump. Great start from Stokel and Bargwanna from row 2. They're so hard to get off the line, these cars. You're sitting on about 1,200 revs. Just creep the clutch out. As we can see, Karate's definitely got the jump, and he's got Stokel, is it? No, so it's Denyer in right in behind him, and we've got Bargwanna going on the outside as well. Not that you're biased or anything there. No, not at all. Rock Energy Drinks Mini's doing a fantastic job here this weekend, so it's good to see the competitive cars in the field really at the front. How's Stokel, championship leader, going the long way on his own teammate, but he'll have to slot into third? Yeah, with the tyre temperature, it's very hard to maintain that outside line. When the race goes on a bit, you might see a little bit of that happen as Alajarjan is getting past her as well. Hard under brakes, the ABS, the anti-lock brake system, really does kick in here. Alajarjan on the inside of Berwick Linton, and this is on board with Robert Jones, and that's the car that won last year's championship. Yeah, Robert Jones is debuting, as we say, in these mini challenge. Oh, a bit of action up the inside there. So he's driving the Doolan Motorsport car, which won the championship last year with McFadden at the wheel. They haven't been in a couple of rounds so far this year, but it's good to see him back and racing again. Karate just starting to sneak away, the Western Australian. Stokel and Denyer carrying on this championship fight. Those opening laps, that 10-kilo ballast that Karate's carrying in the car is probably working to his advantage here. The two cars behind are carrying 50 kilos each, and Scott Bargwanna there's got 20 kilos on board. So that 10 kilos is probably working to Karate's advantage. We've talked before about tubby minis when they've got weight in them, but this is the sort of track where it doesn't affect them quite as much because you're never really punching off slow corners like a Simmons Plains, for instance, where it really bogs you down. Pulling the weight up and getting the weight accelerated, that's the key that really where it hurts you. But when on a circuit like this, obviously all through the last two corners there, it's all flowing, it's all fast.
As you can see, Robert Jones having a crack at Scott Bugwara on the outside there, but it really doesn't hurt the car that much around this sort of circuit, but it certainly in the acceleration, it's a bonus not to have it.
That's not the way to go through turn 1, and this will be close on the rejoin at turn 2.
Oh.
Chris Alajarjan manages to get running again. Here's Robbie Madison. He's got a chance here. He's closing in. And he's got a good run.
It's a good little battle going on. Here's lucky Alajarjan kept that together and able to rejoin quite safely. Looks like Madison's picked up a spot there, so...
He's travelling along quite nicely for a guy who hasn't done a lot of this stuff. When it comes to freestyle motocross, he is the man. But this is something completely different.
It is, and you know, people underestimate the level of competition of what this category's at. I mean, as you say, Robbie Madsen's a very experienced guy, done a lot of motocross racing. When it comes to driving a car, it's probably not that difficult to drive the car around the circuit. He's found it to be not that far out of his reach. But when it comes to the competition level of this category, you can see how tough it is right at the front.
We talk about teammates looking after one another. Stokel and Denyev had a few rubs this year.
Yes. Billy Grumos wasn't 100% happy about the two. Got a replay there of Alajarjan off in the grass.
A bit deep at turn 1. Pretty easy, actually, to have a tailwind and carry a bit more speed into turn 1 than you actually think you carry.
Yeah, 20, 30 k's an hour wind can actually make a big difference to the way the car handles into turn 1 there. But yeah, the two Deco Road cars have run very close all year, but Stokel's got the points advantage at the moment. Denye's won the last couple of rounds, so you know, it's really closing up that battle.
Karate, new fastest lap of the race at 1:49.8. Robert Jones adapting to the Mini very, very quickly. And look at that, Denye wide at turn 1 and Stokel trying to squeeze around the outside. Down at Southern Loop.
It's funny, when you got the teammate in front of you, you don't mind giving an also rub, but the last bloke you want to give a rub to your teammate. So you've got to be very, very careful. Make sure you don't make a little mistake. Great shot as they come over the top there, but Stokel's certainly looking like he's... oh, there's a bit of contact there, no? And Robert Jones trying to go on the outside of Bugwara as well.
Just quickly, explain to me your relationship with... Obviously, Scott's your cousin, but what's your relationship with the team? You drove in the Mini Challenge last year when you weren't driving in the V8s. What's your relationship? What's the setup?
Yeah, well, obviously last year, Aaron, I ended up driving the Mini Challenge cars after the race team I was driving for disappeared early in the season. So we created our own race team, and we've been able to continue that race team on this year, even though I'm stepped back into the main game of V8s. We've been able to run the car. Scott's still in his car, and we've brought another driver along in Brendan BJ Cook, in my car from last year. But we've managed to put together some sponsorship with Rock Energy Drinks, and we're running the team as the two Deco Road cars get very close. This is where it's very hard in these cars, is to really get that run onto the front straight.
This is the other Brendan Cook. There's two of them in Mini Challenge.
Whoops.
And if parallel parking at Phillip Island you go, that's probably a 10 out of 10, but it's not fast.
No, he's just got a little bit wide there and on the marbles, and it's spun him round, unfortunately, for Brendan. But yeah, you can see there that Stokel's got a little bit of advantage, but trying to overtake is very, very difficult.
These two have got 50 kilos on board. The race leader, Nathan Karate, has 10 kilograms on board. He's charging away. The margin's out to 2.3 seconds. Race 1 of Mini Challenge at the